Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. I don't believe the mainstream media is discussing this, and when they try to discuss this, they of course try and report the exact opposite. So the New York Times, NBC, I'm sorry, different N. NBC is trying to report that men are not freezing on hiring women. Well, nothing could be further from the truth, because then I'd then go to all of my sources, and the quote-unquote problem with women and the risk factor with women has now permeated and seeped into all facets of life, to the point where now lobbyists, women's lobbyists, are now reporting that you can't have a doctor. Women cannot have male doctors. Legislatures will not speak to lobbyists, female lobbyists, and they will definitely not speak to a female lobbyist on their own behind a closed door. And point blank, one of the female lobbyists asked a senator, can I come see you? He says, no, not without my aid. And when she said, why? He said, because anybody can say anything but when the doors are closed. So all of these people sitting in that Judiciary Committee talking about, they will not speak to women. They will not speak to women behind a closed door. They will not speak to women without several witnesses. Not just one, several. Tony Robbins said that men are no longer hiring women. And specifically, men are no longer hiring attractive women. So, such that he's had several men come up to him who are his clients or his subscribers or his listeners, and said that I have a lot of money, I run a big company, but I will not hire attractive women. Instead, I will hire a less qualified man. One of the reporters reporting on this said that he had a colleague or a friend tell him that she, who's a junior in college trying to send out her resume to get the ball rolling as far as being hired, said that she, not only she, but none of her attractive friends get job offers at all. And they've sent out many. And when asked why, they said they can only assume it's because they are attractive women. This is corroborated by the male employers saying that they will not hire attractive women. Now, the feminists saying, oh, that's illegal, you have to do this. No. And here's the point. The laws are now going to be rewritten. Hello? The laws are going to be rewritten. Why? Because an employer can take into account risk factors when hiring people. If it is risky, not that anything will happen to you, but then you will be hired and then take out some of the senior officers in the companies by false allegations. Oh, hold up. False allegations have now skyrocketed. Skyrocketed by thousands of percentage points. The graph that was like down here is now up here. It's like the hockey stick Al Gore kept talking about. False allegations. False accusations. Have you heard about the Cristiano Ronaldo, the very famous soccer player, who's been accused by a woman? And they said, why did you accuse him? And she said, she's an American. He's like Spanish or something. I don't know. Right. He's international, right? A foreigner. She said, because of the Me Too movement, I felt encouraged to speak out. I did reports on him. You can look them up. I did reports on several reports on him. And unfortunately, her claims are wrong. Why do I already know this? Because she's got the wrong plumbing for him. Oh, and I'm not saying that lightly. I'm saying that with proof and evidence in the videos that I did about him. Look them up. Just do soccer Shakaama, unless YouTube took him down. I have so many videos, I don't know if something was taken down. I can only tell by the number of videos that I have. So yeah, she's got the wrong plumbing for him. Now, the way the reporters were talking about, it was a fan, like a fan came up and then he did something to her. No, when they showed the tape or the video of him, he and she were dancing at a nightclub as if they were very familiar with each other, and they were not acting as, you know, professional and fan. They were very familiar. She was very familiar, and she threw herself into his arms. I could see where she got confused by that, but unfortunately, it's not true. Now, can't have a male doctor if you're a woman. Anything that you can think of. Can't have a male lawyer if you're a woman. Stores won't allow you in certain in certain areas if you're a woman. You won't get hired if you're a woman. You won't get internships if you're a woman. Oh, that's illegal? No, those laws are going to be changed. Those laws are going to be changed because of the tremendous... Now, policy makers are not going to turn a blind eye to the skyrocketing false allegations that are coming through. And these false allegations happen to men with lots and lots of money. Women. What would you do if a whole bunch of men falsely accused women all over the place? Women who are CEOs, CFOs, COOs, CIOs. And it happens over and over and over, and the judges go, no. No. And the lawyers say, don't settle out of court. Don't. We're going to go to trial with this. Something that you really don't hear. The tradition is that you simply bring the lawsuit and they settle out of court. They're now saying, no, you settle out of court, then you have to give up your position and you have to pay the person who falsely accused. No. So now they're saying no. No more false accusations payout. Why? Because too many are doing it. So now the lawyers are saying, no, I'm going to look out for the best interest of my client. You will not settle out of court. And this is literally affecting all facets of life. Teachers, everything, anything. Principals not sitting in a closed door session. Well, what about corporate espionage? What about security? What about top secret? You can't discuss stuff in the open. That goes out of the window. Not if you're a woman, so we don't hire women. They are looking at the risk factor of hiring women. It is now so large that insurance companies are taking note. You know something's bad when an insurance company takes note of it. Your malpractice, your whatever, your insurance premiums are going to double and triple. And so insurance people are telling them, you will curb this behavior. What is that behavior? Sitting in a closed room with a female. And in fact, why don't you go ahead and not hire females? Because the risk factor is too high. Can't take a driver's license test between a man and a woman in a car. Can't. It's going to be policy. They're looking at all of everything. I looked at everything. And I looked for more and more sources, and the not hiring women is just literally the tip of the iceberg. There are men who will not entertain any such notion of being around a woman. Women, this is what it has come to. This movement that you thought was so great, actually, I thought it was great. I was like, fine, okay, great. I got out of modeling because stuff started to happen that I didn't want to happen, because I made vows to God, and I didn't want that to happen. So I got out of it completely. And people say, well, there's other people who are not. Okay, there might be other people who are nice, but those other people who might be nice I'm not surrounded by. I'm surrounded by all the sharks, all the vipers, all the snakes. So then all of these men are not surrounded by the fantastic, all the good women, all the nice women, all the pure women, all the traditional women. They're not surrounded by those women. They are in cities where you have a lot of these women with these thoughts in their heads, right? Who came out on MTV and the girl on whatever show that was, and the girls were all sitting in bikinis around the pool, and she says, "This is how you do it, girls. You marry him and then you take half of his stuff. You only have to do it for 2 years." This is back in I don't know what year that was. But I was astonished that they said this on national TV right in the open. This is way before this Me Too stuff. Way before the movement. Probably 2 decades before it, right? I was pretty young and watched MTV when I was young and stupid. But yeah, there you go. So now the insurance companies are in on it too, and they will advise you. And the legal department of your corporation will advise you. And the insurance company will advise doctors. And the insurance companies will advise politicians. And the insurance companies will advise business owners. Make absolutely sure if a customer comes in and she's a female and you're the only man in the store at the time, you need to tell her to leave immediately. Or go ahead and lock the door and don't allow her in. We're closed. No, I'm sorry, we're closed. Oh, sorry, we're not doing business at this time. No, you can't purchase anything. No, sorry. It's gotten out of hand. It's out of hand. It's no longer just not hiring. The accusations come from all walks of life. And now, a majority of all accusations are false. You don't like Betsy DeVos, Secretary of the Department of Education? She said you can no longer make accusations without evidence. Have to have evidence. And the accused has to be able to cross-examine you. Under Title IX, no more of these false accusations on schools that will ruin a student's reputation and education and career and life. Because, why? People can't go to the NFL. Girl admitted after being paid off by the state, after a couple of years had passed, admitted it. Oh, it wasn't just one girl, it was several girls who were paid millions of dollars. Spent all the money and then confessed that it was all a lie. That she had never met the guy. that he had never touched her. Millions of dollars paid by the state on false accusations. Now, if you don't think that all of these states aren't going to get together, you know, the people, yeah, it happened to us too. Yeah, we have all the proof. It's all in the text messages. Yeah, we have to now contact all of the prisons and release the guy. Don't know what's going to happen. Oh, we have to pay millions to the guy for false accusations, false incarceration, the whole 9 yards. You don't think that's going to spread? I mean, who's thinking this up? You don't think these states who can't afford millions won't get on the phone and talk to each other? And the reporting is high profile, but when they have to make amends, you barely hear it, except for on the fluff piece episodes, which people get up to go get their drink because they've stopped with all of this scary hocus pocus news. You know, it's the carnival's in town. By the way, they had to let a guy out of prison who was in prison for 30 years on a false accusation. On a false accusation. He received $30 million. He received $10 million. Hello. Everybody in the city, you have to pony up the taxes for that woman's false accusation. It is destroying the country, and it's destroying, one news report said, it is furthering the divide between men and women. I personally don't want men and women to be divided because I'm a traditionalist, but I'm no fool. I can't tolerate a liar. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. Now, I want all of you women who can't stand liars, I want you to speak up. You need to be heard. Because apparently they won't listen to men. Except for these men who already have millions of dollars, who said, we need to rescind these laws. We can take a look at risk factors when hiring people. And that needs to be just, I know it's a constitutional thing that you can't discriminate against this, that, and the other, but we need a little footnote that says, unless there's a huge risk factor as evidenced by all of the false accusations to such a degree that men are spending 30 years in jail on something that they did not do. And that's the whole point of the court system, is not to send innocent people to jail, right? The whole idea is that we will take every precaution. In fact, even if we let 10 guilty people go to save one innocent person, that is what we will do. Because we do not want to incarcerate the innocent. It's supposed to be justice, right? And justice says we do not want to infringe upon innocent people ever. Well, it's to such a degree that now they have to backtrack and they have to start taking a look at risk factors, and they have to take a look at the amount of false accusations that are going around, and they have to pay attention to the millions of dollars that they have to pay out each party. Thank you all for watching. If you want to donate, please donate at paypal.me/Shakaama or patreon.com/Shakaama. That's paypal.me/Shakaama or patreon.com/Shakaama. I am pretty beaten by the mainstream media, whom I'm in competition with. I don't have $1 million contracts with YouTube, so I need your support, or I won't have a channel. It's as easy as that. And of course, they said that this latest thing with Judge Kavanaugh and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford is actually did more destruction than almost all of this other stuff. Because the FBI said there was no corroboration, nothing even hints at her accusation being real. Which then makes everybody take a step back and look at this entire process. NPR, some of the other liberal magazines and newspapers saying we were polling, and I think their polling was bad, but take a look at this. And when I say bad, I mean they only polled liberal areas. So they did a poll now, and they said, oh, the bump that we thought the Democrats were going to have is gone. In fact, it's going to be bad. So they're polling liberal areas. And so we're not talking about independent areas. We're not talking about Republican areas. We're not talking about conservative areas. They were polling liberal areas, and the liberals told them, no, we're not going to vote Democrat. So whatever propaganda you see about the Democrats going to sweep the House and the Senate is going to be wrong because of what they did with Judge Kavanaugh. It's gone. Whatever lead they thought they had, it's gone. It's kaput. Like the meme. Anyway, there's my thing. Leave a like, leave a comment, support the channel. Thank you so much.